There's a whole drum full of hydrocarbons. Okay, we got the grill in here, and we're happy with that level where the water is going to drain down to expose the grill. Well, that's as simple as it gets for what I want to do, and I think it's going to do the trick. You see how high the water's going to be out of the high nozzle, the fallout tube there. Everything else is clean under the grill. We'll soak test all the seams tomorrow, and you know, it depends. Irene's supposed to roll in here tomorrow. Actually, it's going to roll in inland. Shouldn't be too bad. It's probably not even any worse than any northeaster we had, but we'll see what it is. But if it's not a bad storm, I can get out here and probably do a little bit. It's about 11:20 here. About 3 hours now we've had a pickup in breeze, and I mean, we've seen nor'easters worse than this. It's kind of funny. We're on the sunny side of this thing. I did forecast it to go west of us. I thought maybe even a little farther out, but it's a practice run. There's the last tree that stands near the house. We've got it pruned up pretty good. It's healthy. And the south winds that we're getting would take it towards the street. It's still early. You know, a true Cape Codder doesn't think this is the end of the season. They think this is part of the season. You know, I got a rule: if you want it, tie it down. If you don't, you know, it may not be there when you get up the next day. You do have to go to the other end of your yard though and find out what somebody else didn't tie down. You get the weak branches coming down, and you can see this is the front patio. It's got all of Vanessa's treasures in there. If anything ever happens to that, you know who gets in trouble for that. Our winds are out of the southeast right now, and they'll go south, then we'll end up with southwest. The strongest ones will be on the south. And of course, I had boarded up my weak pane windows along the driveway side. Can't afford any salt water getting in on my machinery. New section in the front, you know, it's the best part of the building. And you see we lost a couple branches back there. Like I said, it's just starting. We got another 24 hours of this stuff. Well, see now, It's such a nice day outside. I think we'll play with our aluminum cowling connection for our updraft pipes on each side of the machine. And it's pretty weird. You could have a cloud burst come over, rain and nasty weather, and then all of a sudden the sunshine comes out and we're just in high winds. We're already losing a couple of the small branches all on the south side of this tree here. So they're not handling. It's a willow. It's a strong tree, but it can be snapped easy. Well, we've made up a little cardboard replica of what we're going to build out of 16th aluminum for our joint between the upright of the aluminum going up to the PVC work and to the tank on the side here. And we're getting a good visual on it. The main thing is I want the table and everything else coming up here to have the freedom and not really be crowded up in here. And adequate ventilation. We added the height in here so we don't lose the volume. We have the true 4-inch on each one of these. The vegetation on that small willow over on the back side of my shelter there too, you can see it's shredding. The limbs are laying on my dumpster and all behind there. That cloud formation right there was just one band in itself. You can see that heading off to the north. I mean, almost like totally blue skies in the south here. Well, we haven't lost power, and but a lot of places have on the Cape. The shop is running off the high power lines on the top there. Those transformers were put up there to run the shop. Then the house comes off of the lower section. So sometimes we're out of power on one side and not the other side of the driveway. Well, we did lose power, flickering power, I should say. It hasn't gone out. Some other friends of ours have called and they've lost power already on the Cape. And we're starting to get some rain outside now. Oh, we've been fortunate. At least I have lights on to play in here. I slipped the upright tube that's going to be used on the cowling here into the piece so we can see how it looks in there. And I just made this real simple. This allows me to cut out some of my smaller pieces and go ahead and do a few weld seams, but create the little box without eating up a lot of material and getting rid of a lot of scraps. So we'll have a weld around here and down along here, and these will get welded across here so that they're perfectly flat. We'll get our series of holes in here where they're going to join the cowling around the tray itself. I was just standing out here and I heard a crack, man. We got another big one going down there. Well, at least the biggest one off the tree now, so. We did have a good gust. Bit more cracking. Well, I lost the vent cover on my back door of my shelter. It's a good thing we're on the downside of the storm and it wasn't any worse. I'll have to mount it in a little better. Just hope it don't rip. I'm going to leave it like that. It's kind of a look. This is a 3-inch opening by 2 foot. And as soon as it enters in here, it expands into an area that'll be larger than the inside bore of that pipe taken out. So I'm not restricting the flow at all, and I think it'll be pretty even. And this amount of opening coming in and going up over, or being drawn up over the water lip, we can only apply some good thinking and see how it comes out. And every time I turn around, I come out here and there's more and more of this tree gone. And it just had a big crack. I think it's way up there at the top. Alright, pretty much got my connectors here from the shroud around the bottom to the upright suction. I would weld or tack them together right now, but with the power flicking on and off about every 15 minutes, I don't think I dare run my welding machine. That poor tree. A quarter of it's laying on the ground here, all the way across the street. I might have to go get the chainsaw here soon.